So many things are happening at lightning speed. The whole thing with Iran and Israel and all the controversy surrounding that is just really exploding. The massive moves in the cabinet with Bondi and just all of that is very interesting and very questionable. And it makes you wonder what's really going on. Sitting back and watching all this play out, it is kind of concerning. And maybe, just maybe, it's all just a big soap opera, theatrical shit show.
We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state take care of daycare, and they should pay for it, too. They should pay. They have to raise their taxes, but they should pay for it. And we could lower our taxes a little bit to them to make up for, but it's not possible for us to take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things, they can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing, military protection.
Take it. He's going to blow up everything they got. So well done, Mr. President. Well done to our military. I'm very happy tonight.
Okay, and it is wrapping up. But the president did highlight that this was really a far more imminent threat than people perhaps knew.
His budget, Bloomberg is reporting, signals that we're moving to a wartime economy, just like the EU. Israel just blew up Iran's top negotiator, killing his wife and critically wounding him. Oil surges after Trump's speech, ground invasion this weekend, plan to seize uranium. Iran vows crushing response with huge bombardments launched after a speech last night, some of the biggest yet, with Trump saying they're out of missiles, which is complete crap. They don't even have a BB gun. No, Trump was not a BSer and a liar in the past, because I went over everything he said. He's one of the most accurate, quote, politicians I've ever seen. Now it is contradictions, lies, BS, craziness, insane statements. Oh, we can't help with Medicare and Medicaid or with daycare. No, we're going to cut that. We're in a war now. If you're going to do that, sure as hell don't say it ahead of the midterms. Good. I mean, you talk about blowing your feet off with a shotgun, and it's getting worse by the minute. And the vast majority, all the polls show it. Conservative pollsters that are trusted and don't want to lie about Trump, Mark Mitchell and others, he is at 33 points. He was at 56 just 6-7 months ago. He's lost 80% of the independents that voted for him in polls. He's lost half of under 45 males. This is a bloodbath politically. And you've got the coterie of influencers just sycophantically, oh no, sir, everything's great. And he's surrounded by literal Jonathan Pollard Israeli spies, and he's groveling to them on TV, and they're at the White House calling him Jesus. Trump has lost his mind.
Russia has suspended ammonium nitrate exports, China has restricted key blends to protect domestic prices, and India faces gas shortages threatening its urea output. With 318 million people already in acute hunger, analysts warn another 45 million could slide into crisis if disruptions last beyond June. Layer on the pharmaceutical strike. Iranian missiles hit Israel's Niyat Hovav industrial zone, home to Teva Pharmaceutical, the world's largest generic drug maker, and Adama chemical facilities. Teva supplies affordable generics for cancer, heart, respiratory, and neurological treatments relied on by hospitals worldwide, especially in third world nations. Pre-existing shortages were already severe. Prices will rise, access will tighten, and chronic patients could face rationing or expensive switches in the months ahead. Iran's closure stranded Qatar's North Field output, 33% of global helium. That also left 200 cryogenic helium containers at risk of total boil-off within weeks. No helium means no chips for AI GPUs or data centers, while India's 70,000 MRI machines and semiconductor memory supplies face immediate pressure. Jet fuel has at least doubled in the U.S., with airlines warning of dry inventories, cancellations, and rerouting, while diesel tightness grips Australia and South Korea, prompting wartime economic measures.
Chanju, what is the South Korean government doing to address all of these problems?
They've launched a full-scale emergency economic response involving the offices of the president, the prime minister, and more. They're also looking to pass a war supplementary budget, and they're urging the public to conserve energy.
The just-in-time global system that was built on cheap energy, fragile choke points, and the illusion of endless efficiency has had its table flipped over. Stock what you reasonably can, demand real domestic resilience over globalist fantasies, and build tolerance for uncomfortable truths that are imminent.
Standing by. Peter, what are you hearing was the main frustration of President Trump's when it came to Pam Bondi, obviously making it very clear that the relationship was still intact, but he no longer wanted her to run the place?
Sandra, I can tell you that I phoned President Trump to ask him, once these reports started coming out, that the Attorney General had been told that her time, it was nearing the end of her time at the Justice Department, and the President said he was preparing some remarks. We think that it is going to be the official announcement about the Attorney General Bondi leaving the Justice Department. She will not be leaving the administration. They are going to find a different job for her. So President Trump thinks that she did a good job. President Trump still likes her, but at the time, at this time, he feels like Todd Blanche should be elevated in an interim role. So the plan, at least as of the last couple minutes, and a lot of things are changing, is to name Todd Blanche in an interim role as the country's top law enforcement officer running the Justice Department. We are hearing a lot of different things about why this might happen. We think President Trump will elaborate on that more. But when you talk to people here at the White House, it is very important to them, just to reiterate, that there's not bad blood right now with Bondi leaving. And we know that she was in the front row at the president's remarks last night during his address to the nation. So she is somebody that he still wants to have around, but he wants Todd Blanche, who has been with the president during some of the hardest times of his political life, when he was dealing with all these many lawsuits during the 4 years in between his first term and his second term. Todd Blanche was right there with them, fighting on the president's defense, legal defense. And now Todd Blanche gets a crack, at least temporarily, as the Attorney General of the United States.
Peter, we were just showing the video, a reminder to our viewers yesterday, when the president appeared at the Supreme Court to hear the government's arguments in his case. He arrived with Pam Bondi.
Yeah, I wonder what they talked about in the car, because that was just more than 24 hours ago. And again, it seems like
Todd Blanche,
she and the president still have
basically won one case for Trump, was a total fraud. Jack Smith, Florida. The judge did that, not Todd Blanche. So Todd Blanche is an absolute menace. And so careful what you ask for. Bondi out, Todd Blanche in. And I remember General Flynn months ago, and he confirmed it, and I confirmed other sources, that they have opposition research with the DOJ. He got this from the DOJ, and then his family got contacted, going around trying to dig up dirt on his family and him, and he learned myself and others, including, because I get from the other sources, Kyle Seraphin. So this is the little treat we get now, is basically the fourth administration of Barack Obama.